Use a problem-solving strategy for our favorite word problems. Let's talk about some tips. So many people want to just start reading a problem, and as soon as they start reading, they just start throwing some numbers together, doing some mathematical operation, and hoping they get the right answer. Not a good strategy. So first, read the entire problem. Figure out just what we're talking about. Just read it. Then, do an identification piece. What is the question? What are we trying to find? Because sometimes they're going to give you information you don't need. So it's important to recognize what you want so you can go from there. Write down important information, right? Make yourself some little notes. And I'm a visual learner. So if we're talking about a rectangle, draw a rectangle. Draw a picture if it's going to help you. Then we can write and solve the mathematical computation that needs to be done. Check to make sure that your answer makes sense. You have common sense. You do, I promise. Therefore, when you get an answer, go back and say, does that make sense? If the question is asking how much money do I have in the savings account and you get an answer of negative 10 million, well, you can't have a negative amount in your savings account, so that's not going to work, right? So make sure you're paying attention to that. All right, let's do some problems. Jeff and Mary want to fence in their backyard. The back wall of their house will serve as one side of the fence and is 26 feet long. The backyard is 18 feet deep. If the fence is a perfect rectangle, how many feet of fencing is needed? Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so exciting. So we think about this, and we're like, okay, so we have the house. And we know that this part of their house is 26 feet. And that's going to serve as one part of the fence, right? They don't need to build that. That's part of their house. So then they're going to fence in. Oh, let me change to a good color here. Here's a fence color. They're going to fence in this part. So I need fence for this part of my rectangle. And it says it's 18 feet deep. So we know a rectangle, opposite sides are congruent. So these are the three pieces that I need, 18, 26, and 18, because a fence is perimeter. So we can say, okay, I need 18 plus 26 plus 18. That's what I need to do here. Okay, so when I add these together, 18 plus 18 plus 26, I get 62 feet. So I need 62 of fencing to put this in. Now, that's going to change, right? If we want to think more critically, well, what if we want to put a door here? And if I need posts, does that change how much fencing I need? But in general, if I get 62 feet of fencing, I should be able to fence in the three sides using my house as the fourth side, right? But drawing a picture helps me figure out what I need. And then I know I don't need this fourth side. I only need three sides. All right. Jeff and Mary. Oh my gosh, we're still dealing with Jeff and Mary. Okay, so we have the house, right? We know that. This is 26 feet. I'm just redrawing our backyard here, just so that we know what's happening. Okay, Jeff and Mary are going to put down grass seed in their newly fenced-in backyard. The grass seed they like covers 200 square feet per bag. How many bags should they buy? Okay, so grass seed. So if we're going to plant grass, that's on the ground, right? That's area. Because grass seed covers all the area. Whereas the fence was just the perimeter around the outside. So how do I find area of a rectangle? Well, area is length times width. So I can say, okay, I know 26 times 18. And the area of this backyard is 468 square feet. Now, that's not the question, right? We know we need that because we're putting square feet on the whole entire spot. The question is, how many bags should they buy? Okay, well, if I need to cover 468 square feet and each bag covers 200 square feet, well, what's 468 divided by 200? Well, that gives me 2.34. So I need 2.34 bags. Let's think through this. If you show up at Menards or Lowe's or Home Depot or Rural King or Walmart or Meijer, any of these places that sell grass seed, and you say, I need 2.34 bags of grass seed, they're going to laugh in your face, right? Because you can't buy a partial bag of grass seed. So we're going to need to round up, and they need to buy 3 bags. So one thing that's important when it comes to word problems is that it's not just doing the math, it's also thinking through what you're doing. This is also, if you are the one putting down grass seed, you can't say, well, let's just buy 2 bags and it'll be enough. Well, that means you're going to skimp out on part of your yard, right? So maybe this part of your yard gets no grass seed and the rest of it looks great, and you've got this bald spot. That's not what you want either. So you have to make sure you're paying attention of, do you have enough? You'd rather have a little bit too much than not enough when it comes to grass seed or your fence. Can you imagine just not having part of your fence? Well, then what's the point, right? So that's why it makes sense to understand the concept of what you're talking about so you can make sure to answer it appropriately.